CNBC TV 18.
India is entering her 75th year as an independent nation. In 1947, the life expectancy of the average Indian was 31 years. That's right, just 31 years. Today, life expectancy is 69 years. India's GDP in 1947 was under 3 lakh crore rupees. Today, it's close to 3 trillion. We have come a long way as an independent nation, and as we enter a landmark year, there is significant room for improvement. And while we can take heart from the fact that we've more than doubled life expectancy to 69 years, even now India is ranked 125 in the world and the global average is nearly 73. There is no doubting that India is now a force to reckon with when it comes to the global economy, but still India accounts for about 4% of the global GDP. In a bid to acquire economic strength, technological vitality and moral leadership, by the time India celebrates its 75th year of independence, industry body CII has launched the India at 75 initiative. It was launched way back in 2007 when we mark 60 years of independence. And as we celebrate the 75th Independence Day, we take stock of the progress so far and the challenges that remain. Joining me now to discuss all of this and more is the President of CII and the Head of Tata Steel, TV Narendran, the President-Designate of CII and the Head of Bajaj Finserv, Sanjiv Bajaj, and Rajan Navani, who heads the India at 75 Council at CII. Gentlemen, appreciate you joining us here on the program. TV Narendran, let me start by asking you, as I said, there is a lot to celebrate, there is a lot to look back at and learn from the past experiences as we defend the past as well as go forward to attack the future. So let me ask you about what to your mind have been the most game-changing ideas so far that have changed the direction and the course of the Indian economy and the Indian nation.
Thank you, Shireen. Thank you for having us on the show. To me, the most significant change has been the opening up of the economy, because that's really helped us unleash the entrepreneurial spirits that's there in India. And I think we've seen a lot of development over the last 30 years, which we've recently celebrated. So I think that journey continues. Of course, there's a lot more to do, but I think that's really opened up India to a lot more of the potential that resides in India. And that's been, to me, one of the most important things going forward. The second thing I think which we've done well, we could do much better, is of course to make sure that education is there. I think we've done better in the higher end of the education than in primary education, but at least a lot of the technical talent that India provides to the world has happened because of the education that we have in place, but a lot more needs to be done there. So these are two areas where I think we've done reasonably well, but a lot more needs to be done.
Yes, and of course, as you point out, we're also celebrating the 30th anniversary of liberalisation in India. Sanjiv Bajaj, let me put that point across to you. That coincides with the 75th Independence Day, and as TV Narendran was pointing out, a lot has changed. Many path-breaking reforms, many transformative reforms have been undertaken. As you look ahead, what do you believe we need to take cognizance of? What are the challenges that remain? What are the unaddressed areas in terms of pending reforms that we need to focus on?
So, Shireen, that's very clearly a broad question. Let me try and answer this at a few levels. We've seen over the last 3 decades of liberalization, all kinds of opening up, greater competition. We have companies that are competitive not only in India, but at a global level now. And I'm not going to delve further into that, but that's clear to all of us. There has been some significant change also that's happened in the last decade and a half, which is the way the government has adopted digitization. And the entire digital protocols that have been set, along with, the trinity of JAM that they talk about, Jandan accounts, Aadhaar for KYC, and mobile phones, the entire network, cost and bandwidth, is enabling a country as large as ours to get digitized at levels which nobody could believe. See what happened in the last year and a half with the pandemic. We are all using digital tools, from ordering groceries to our food in the evening, just so easily. This sets the infrastructure for significant amount of, I think, future growth as we move forward. So I would say the entire digital focus of this country has been one significant move. The second is the initial set of reforms that we've seen in financial services. Again, in the last 30 years now, we have a very strong banking network, an insurance network, and investment that SEBI runs. And digitization is helping us think this far and wide. There's again a lot more to be done, and maybe we'll come to that. But to me, this is very important as well. Third is that if we have to take this forward, we have great number of initiatives even now between the government and the private sector we are dealing with. You need more participative development, which means you need greater participation, whether it's at the government and the opposition level, whether it's the regulator and industry, or it's as business and community. This